you smiling about?
It just looks so cinematic.
That sequence was shot on an anamorphic lens, and the first two questions you might have are, what is an anamorphic lens and why does it make everything look like a movie? Anamorphic lenses are a unique lens design that uses an ovular lens opening instead of a circular one that's found in standard spherical lenses. This projects a compressed image onto the camera sensor, which results in a squeezed video. When you bring that squeezed video footage into your video editor, you can then stretch that video by the squeeze factor of the lens, which in this case is 1.5 times horizontally, which results in a spectacular wide format image. And why does it make everything look like a movie? Well, that's because movies use anamorphic lenses to get that wide aspect ratio to show off these giant vistas and to create a world for you to be immersed in.
Like this shot I love. I feel like this has like Hollywood all over it because they do this type of stuff all the time.
Exactly, it gives you that. It gives you like a big screen vibe.
And that's what's got me so stoked about this video, because for the first time on this channel, I get to play with some anamorphic glass. These are two new anamorphic lenses released by Laowa, a 65mm T2.4 and 80mm T2.4. These are in their nanomorph lens lineup, and you can see why they chose that name. While cine lenses are normally huge, these anamorphic lenses are tiny while still delivering huge results. The lenses feature a durable all-metal construction, made for Super 35 sensor coverage, has an aperture range of T2.4 to T16, with focus distance markings in both metric and freedom units, equipped with standardized follow focus gears, a smooth focus throw of 270 degrees, contains 14 to 15 glass elements, paired with 13 aperture blades, and is available in 9 different mounts for your respective camera system, all while being compact and weighing less than 1.5 pounds. But those are just specs. While they sound great on paper, what I want to know is, what does the image actually look like? I would describe the image you get from these nanomorph lenses as clean with anamorphic character. You're getting sharp footage with a lot of detail without much, if any, imperfections like chromatic aberration or ghosting.
But the colors were spot on too, and it didn't look like there was any any chromatic aberration.
Yeah.
I didn't see any at all. I mean, I was trying to look at some of the edges, but I didn't see anything.
Yeah. I feel like just the highlights are handled really well, and like just overall, it's a really nice image.
Yeah.
And then of course you have two big characteristics of anamorphic lenses. First, since everything is compressed horizontally, you get this unique looking bokeh where bokeh balls become oval instead of circular, creating even more background separation between your subject and their environment. This is actually one of my favorite characteristics of anamorphic lenses. It completely changes the look of your image, everything from obvious bright bokeh balls to how the image subtly warps when you rack focus. And the second characteristic is how anamorphic lenses flare. You can produce these gorgeous anamorphic lens flares to add more character to your visuals and make your videos stand out. These flares are often used to make scenes feel bigger than life, especially in sci-fi movies and music videos.
What do you think about like anamorphic flares?
I love those.
Yeah?
I mean, you see everybody adding those in fake right now. So it's like, imagine getting it naturally. Like even now I still use like lens scratches as transitions during like dancing portions of wedding films or like hype portions of a video. So like if you could incorporate those naturally and not have to edit it in, I think it would be way more seamless.
Now, some things to know when shooting with an anamorphic lens. If your camera doesn't have a built-in way to preview what the de-squeezed image looks like, you'll want to use an external monitor like this one here to preview what it would look like de-squeezed. That way you can accurately frame your shots while you're shooting instead of looking at a squeezed image on the back of your camera. And I also did something a bit cheeky here.
I kind of cheated. So these lenses are Super 35 lenses, so they're for APS-C or crop sensor.
That's right.
I had to use the A7S III. There is no APS-C mode because it's only 12 megapixels.
That's right. You can't punch in.
So all of this is shot on clear image zoom at 1.5. So this is 1.5x to punch in far enough to get rid of it.
Isn't the clear image zoom less quality than? Like if you shot it on the A7 III and it was
so no,
APS-C mode?
For whatever reason, there's been a lot of videos about this. It is a nearly lossless digital zoom. Have you ever thought about these lenses like in that capacity, like like to use them in your like wedding films or anything like that?
The only reason I wouldn't be able to is they're huge. They're so big that like lugging them. I would love the added detail bonuses and the characteristics are amazing, but the having to lug them all around, it's a little annoying.
It's not that big.
This one isn't. The one you brought to my house, the zoom one was
the zoom
crazy.
One. Yeah, that one.
This one I could see more.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a wedding film fully with anamorphic would
that
look
be sick,
amazing.
dude? You would be. It would be one of a kind in the industry in the area.
That is true.
No one else is shooting anamorphic, right?
In my opinion, even though talk about anamorphic lenses have been floating around on YouTube for the past few years, I think that to the wider entry-level and mid-level spaces like indie short films, wedding films, music videos, car videography, and even the content creation space here like on YouTube, it still provides a unique look that not many people have adopted, maybe because people don't want to switch over to manual focus for content creation or because it adds additional steps to their workflow. But I think that anyone who's interested in leveling up their visual storytelling and really stand out from the crowd should consider anamorphic lenses as part of their next project. One of the ways I'm going to try to use anamorphic lenses more is actually for these YouTube videos. I mean, my favorite feature about anamorphic lenses isn't necessarily the wide aspect ratio, but rather my favorite features are the tall oval bokeh and the occasional Star Trek lens flares. And there's technically nothing stopping me from shooting my videos with an anamorphic lens, de-squeezing it in post, and then chopping off the edges to fill a 16:9 frame like I'm doing right now. As a matter of fact, I would love to hear your guys' opinions on whether or not, you can tell a difference of this A-roll frame right now, 16:9 with the background, how it looks. Is it worth the effort of me going through this whole process, or would you say that it looks pretty similar to my other shots? Because I'm really considering using anamorphic lenses as like this effects lens to get a very specific look for my YouTube videos. All right, let's talk about price. In a world where anamorphic lenses and cinema lenses can cost thousands of dollars, I'm really happy to say that these lenses come in at $9.99 each, which is in line with the rest of the lenses from the Nanomorph set. If you're a creator that's looking to differentiate yourself, whether that's online or in your local market, anamorphic lenses could be a game changer for you. And as always, if you're interested in checking out these lenses, links will be in the description down below. All right, that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Just a little heads up, there's probably not gonna be a Friday video this week. Really depends on how Hurricane Idalia wants to treat us in the Tampa area right now, but I'll be back by next week with more content for you guys. All right, do that like and subscribe thing if you're into it. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.